got the next question?
Question for the champion, Alexandre Pantoja, right here. You know, Josh could make history as the first fighter born in the 2000s to win a UFC belt. You said that he's handled this rise brilliantly with the way he's speaking about you, elevating you, and elevating this fight. So what do you make of Josh's rise and his skill set overall?
I think Josh fight for the belt. It's so nice because get a lot of inspiration for a lot of young fighters. Young fighters come now for UFC, and I feel amazing because I'm still here. I'm considered like an old school fighter, and I have a chance to face off one of the best this new generation. And I have a chance to prove that fight December 6th gonna prove a lot for me. How my level is still competitive, and that fight I'm training very hard. I take very serious Joshua Van, and I want to see myself how I go and my future in that division. That's what I want to make December 6th.
Josh's opponents often look different after their fights because he kind of puts them through the wood chipper. So physically, what kind of fight are you expecting from Josh when you do step into the octagon in that?
The fight style Joshua Van is basic in boxing. They face takedowns. Everybody watch that. But he don't have a lot of wars like I did in this division. He look fresh, very young. But his last fight with Brandon Royval, I can understand he's not 100% in that fight because he take a short notice. And I can expect a better version December 6th. I take this guy very serious, and that's why I want to prove my best version of that.
A question for Josh. At Media Day yesterday, you called Pantoja the flyweight GOAT. So not only do you have the opportunity to win gold and become the first fighter born in the 2000s, but dethrone the one you consider the greatest. So what do you make of this fight?
Like I said, man, it's a blessing to be in a cage with one of the greatest of all time, Saturday night, I'm going to take his belt, but it's all respect and love at the end of the day, man.
You also made it known that you think Pantoja's opponents gave him too much respect. So when the octagon door finally does close behind you, how are you going to approach this fight?
Same thing I always do. I'm going to beat Joshua Van.
Question.
Yeah, I feel great, that's about hard work, I think me and Merab worked so hard for this moment, because maybe it's another champs be a little bit lazy, because everything's come easy for that guys, And I feel me and Merab need to work so much to make this happen, and we don't want this moment to leave, We want to stay with this belt. We want to change my life and the family life, and improve, about the pound for pound, all these mistakes, about the guys say a lot of bullshit about the flyweight division, and I think we try to change that. We changed that in the octagon. We changed that with a good performance, and that's why you still motivation. You see a lot of champions try to another belt or have some simple injury. You don't want to fight for more 6 months. Me, Merab, if you call, we can fight 2 months every time. And that's it, After this fight, you can call me, Merab, you're ready to fight again.
We've seen as guys move along in their MMA career and fight for titles and things like that, they tend to jump around to different gyms and find different training partners. You seem like a very loyal guy with the guys at 4 Ounce Fight Club. What is it about those guys that have, allowed you to stay at this gym the whole time?
They are just more than a teammate, man. They're like family. They're like my brothers, So I trust them, and I believe in our work. And we are getting that belt. So yeah.
And one for Pantoja over here. Everybody always talks about Joshua Van's boxing. There's a guy sitting beside you that you've spent a lot of time with who has some of the best boxing in the flyweight division. Is there anything boxing-wise that Joshua Van brings to the table that you haven't already seen in the fights with Brandon Moreno?
Yeah, Moreno is one of the great of this division, I want to enjoy this moment to say thank you to Henry Cejudo. he helped Moreno, but he helped me too. I'm staying the Henry house for a long time. He helped me my start in UFC, and a lot of guys don't know, but Henry support a lot of good fighters. And thank you, Henry. Uh, and about the boxing, of course, Josh Avan showed you a lot of good skills, but I'm fight for close 20 years professional fighter, and I'm face off one of the best fights of the world, and I want that challenger, I want that moment. I want to feel Josh Avan in the octagon, and I want to bring back this belt to my house.
Pantoja, desse lado. Português.
As I mentioned before, you're facing Josh, who could be the first champion born after the 2000s. After pretty much cleaning up the division, what does it mean to face the new generation?
Enfrentar o Josh Avan, para mim, é enfrentar essa nova geração, né? Mostra que eu, mesmo com 35 anos, continuo no mais alto nível desse esporte. E poder enfrentar alguém tão talentoso e tão novo quanto ele, dessa nova geração, mostra quantos anos mais eu tenho nesse alto nível.
To face Joshua Van and at 35 years old and face such a talented guy at such a young age, it means that I still got a lot of fire to burn, and it shows how much more I have to give at 35.
Falando uma vez que você praticamente já fez tudo que poderia fazer na categoria.
And when you talk about a legacy, your legacy in continuing to beat people in the division, having the fact that you actually pretty much, again, clearing up the division, after beating someone like Joshua Van, would you consider maybe changing weight classes to even add to your legacy and continue to make it bigger?
Enfrentar o Joshua Van vai ser grande passo na minha carreira. Eu quero muito esse enfrentamento, eu quero muito esse desafio. Mas como ele, tem outros bons desafios nessa categoria. Tem o Tatsuro Tsaira, quem sabe o Moreno numa próxima vez também. Tem o Kyoji Riguchi. Então, eu tenho grandes planos para a minha categoria e eu espero defender esse cinturão tantas vezes quanto o Demetrio Johnson.
You know, not only Joshua Van, I mean, you're talking about someone who's talented as he is, but there's so much more talent at 125. There are other talented fighters out there. You talk about that Surataira. You talk about maybe facing Brandon again. You got Kyoji Horiguchi as well. So there's a lot more, and I plan on defending this title many more times at flyweight.
Question for Josh Van. You were supposed to fight on the Contender Series. You ended up making your debut on short notice. First of many fights on short notice for you. Did you envision that always ready, no matter who mindset would get you to this position so early in your UFC career?
Facts. Stay ready is the key.
Did you envision that it would get you here so early in your career? Did you think that it would get you here so early in your career, that mindset you carry?
Yes, sir. I know I'll be here for sure.
That you will be the first one born in the 2000s to be the challenger for the title. What do you want the young fighters, and the fans your age to feel when you get out in the arena this Saturday night?
The new era of fighting is here, and they're about to witness the greatness of Joshua Van.